What's up, everybody? It's S3W2. Welcome back to another CPL video. This is for the competitive Pokemon League Season 3 Week 2. We've got our team prep video against Poijz, the coach of the Miami Heat Moors. You can see on our screen we've got the squad we're going to be bringing on the layout, and we've got the 9 mons that he could have. Once again, this battle is against Poijz. His Twitter and YouTube links will be in the description down below, so make sure you go check him out. Make sure you check out his side of the battle, see how things are going. That is something that I think is always fun with these videos. You can see the 6 mons that I'm bringing on the screen, like I said, and you can see the 9 mons he has the potential to bring. We're going to go over them really quickly. As you can see, he can have Crawdont, Entei, Conkeldurr, Amoonguss, Gallade, Klefki, Latios, Sandslash, and Rotom Wash. Now, looking at the mons he is able to bring against us, Rotom Wash is something we literally have 0 checks to in the forms of mons like that just check it straight out, other than maybe something like Gastrodon. So I did bring Gastrodon with Water Absorb. It does make his stab moves pretty useless unless he's rocking that Grass Knot, which I did not do the calcs for. I need to bring that up really quickly here. You might hear some clicking in the background as I'll bring up damage calc on my other computer. Let's see here. Gastrodon. Rotom W. I'm going to put it as the double special tank, but I'm just going to max out the special attack because I think they always run these things modest. And let's see here. Grass Knot. Grass Knot does not OHKO, which is nice. It's not great, but if we see that he has Grass Knot, we can always swap out and something that can take it. So, that Rotom Wash is a big problem, so you'll see some things on our team that check it. So we're going to go ahead and show you guys why we're bringing what mons we're bringing. We're going to start things off with Ricochet, our Hawlucha. It's the only shiny mon I have on this team, mainly because I think shiny Hawlucha is absolutely beautiful. You can bounce back on me if you think he's not, but I think he's absolutely beautiful. So he's holding that Power Herb, because you can see in our attacks he's rocking Sky Attack. For those of you that don't know, Power Herb allows charging moves that usually take 2 turns to only take 1 turn. So we also will get our Unburden boost as soon as Power Herb gets used up, which means our speed gets doubled, so that'll take into calculations the next turn. Our moveset, we're also rocking Acrobatics, Substitute, and U-Turn. U-Turn is so that if we feel the need to lead with this thing, we can lead with this, hit up a powerful U-Turn, which I think does a decent chunk to everything barring super physically defensive Rotom Wash. It does like 82% to a Latios that's not physically invested, I believe. And I might be getting my calcs confused with Latios and Crawdont, but it does a good chunk to that Crawdont, to that Latios, and at least let's get out on the Amoonguss. But Sky Attack one-shots Conkeldurr, Crawdont, Amoonguss, Gallade, and I think Latios, barring we're not burned or that thing's not physically defensive. So Sky Attack OHKOs most of his team. You can see here also our EV spread is a little bit different. We got 192 in speed with a positive speed nature. We are Jolly with max attack, and the rest of the EVs just tossed into our HP. This ensures that we outspeed Latios, and as soon as our Unburden boost goes off, we outspeed Latios that is Choice Scarf, which is very important to notice. Latios is probably going to be his only Choice Scarf viable mon, so we need to make sure to outspeed that. Next, we have Floofy Wings, our Mega Altario, which is a great check, again, to most of his team, rocking Return, D-Dance, Heal Bell, and Roost. Heal Bell because we did need a Cleric on this team, and that'll help with Pinkberry from getting toxic or burned, Goggles from getting burned, Taco Cat from getting poisoned, and Ricochet from any status ailments, mainly because we have status inducers here with, we got the Spore from the Amoonguss, Thunder Wave potential from Klefki and Rotom, Toxic from Klefki, Burns from Sacred Fire, so that's just an issue that we need to put on the team. D-Dance for obvious setup. Return with no attack investment, barring a physically defensive, like hyper physically defensive mon on his Conkelder, Gallade, Latios, and the Crawdaunt just gets a straight Oko. Up next on our team, we've got Pinkberry here. Gastrodon coming back from last week, seeing how much work he put in, and if I had played a little bit smarter, we're rocking Scald, Infestation, Toxic, and Recover. We're not rocking Ice Beam or Earth Power. Scald has a chance to burn. The Crawdaunt does a huge chunk to the Entei, which we can kind of lock in with Infestation and then Toxic it to death. We need to get out on the Amoonguss, but we can kind of Toxic Infestation this Rotom Wash because it can't Volt Switch out on us, which is nice, so we can kind of lock it in. Again, same thing with the Gallade we can also do. We can also Scald, Burn, Infestation, the Klefki, in order to keep that out of here. And I believe we can Toxic Stall out this Latios with Infestation as well. So that's going to be kind of interesting if we get into that situation. Of course, we're packing these Storm Drains so that we completely kind of wall this Rotom Wash should we need to. Next up, we've got Mothra, our Volcarona, holding the Lumberry to prevent us from getting put to sleep by that Amoonguss, and that way we can get one Quiver Dance up, and I think a Fire Blast at +1 will Oko that Amoonguss. We've got a kind of a wonky EV spread here. This is so that our Mothra isn't taken out by, I believe, it's not taken out by the Sandslash, the Conkelder, and we can survive, I think, 2 E-Speeds from the Choice Banded Entei. I might be wrong on that. I might need to recheck my calcs. But we're rocking Giga Drain, Bug Buzz, Fire Blast, and Quiver Dance with 108 and a positive special attack nature. +2 Giga Drain is going to Oko that Rotom Wash, and +2 Bug Buzz and Fire Blast is going to do huge chunks to the rest of his team. We've got Taco Cat returning from last week, pretty much the MVP of last week's match. Rocking pretty much the same set, 248 in HP, 8 in defense with a maximum Calm, Nature, Special Defense. Holding the Culver Berry because Knockoff is a real threat with Will-O-Wisp, Taunt, Roost, and Stealth Rock. So purely supporting this time Will-O-Wisp to burn the Crawdaunt, burn the Conkelder if he's not rocking Guts, burn the Gallade, burn the Sandslash, cripple those Mons, put a hazard on, put a timer on that Klefki, all those things. Will-O-Wisp is great. Taunt, so we can lead this thing against Amoonguss, and then he can't Spore us, which is fantastic. We can put it on a timer with Burn. We've got Stealth Rocks, so we can put rocks up. He does have a Spinner and a Defogger in Sandslash and Latios respectively, but Stealth Rocks are going to be really nice against this team because I think we Oko that Entei with a Scald after Rocks with Pinkberry, if I did my calcs correctly. Roost just to get our HP back, and that's kind of this set. On to Goggles, our Flygon, who was kind of a last-minute choice, but we were rocking a choice-banded Flygon because a choice Scarf really doesn't help us if his Latios is choice Scarf as well. Rocking U-Turn, Earthquake, Outrage, and Defog. That choice-banded U-Turn Okos the Latios and Okos the Crawdaunt. Earthquake does a huge chunk just being stabbed. Earthquake, I think, after Rocks, it Okos a purely physically defensive Klefki, barring that he hasn't gotten any screens up. Outrage does chunks of damage with that choice band, and Defog will get rid of hazards, and I believe Defog also gets rid of Light Screen and Reflect. So, that is the team of 6 we are bringing, and once again, we are bringing this against Poijz, whose YouTube and Twitter links will be in the description down below, who has a possibility of bringing Crawdaunt, Entei, Conkelder, Amoonguss, Gallade, Klefki, Latios, Sandslash, or Rotom Wash. So, stay tuned. We're going to get right into the battle here in just a second. We'll be right back. Alright, here's the battle. Looks like Poijz brought Entei, Latios, Amoonguss, Rotom Wash, Sandslash, and Crawdaunt. So he's not bringing his Mega Gallade. which is very interesting. I'm going to go ahead and lead with Taco Cat. I'm going to shoot him a good luck. So we're going to go ahead and lead up with Taco Cat and see what Poijz, oh boy, leads with. Let's make sure I'm actually recording sound, which we are. We're still picking up game feed, which is important. He goes ahead and leads with Lockjaw, the Crawdaunt, which means I am going to launch a free Will-O-Wisp and try to burn this thing, because that will kind of just put this on a check. And it looks like the Mons are not getting centered in their Pokeballs in the layout, and I am so sorry. I don't know how to fix that. Hopefully it doesn't look... Oh yeah, that's right. They're not on the layout for you guys. They're on the layout for me, but I have my own little layout of the teams to see here. Will-O-Wisp is going to burn this Crawdaunt. In comes the knockoff. We eat the Culver Berry to reduce that knockoff's damage, and the burn is going to make this thing super weak. So I'm going to go ahead and throw up my relatively free Stealth Rocks. He's going to D-Dance to put his attack up. That burn is going to do significant chip damage, and now it is time to go to Floofy Wings, the Altaria, because a return will do massive amounts of damage to this thing. He goes ahead and goes for the Waterfall, which we resist, and that burn, which puts us down to 75%. I'm going to just free-click Mega Evolution and go for a return. His best choice to switch now would be into the Amoonguss to eat this return, which I am A-okay if he does, because it basically means we get this Mega Evolution off, and we can one-shot. We're going to end up one-shotting this Crawdaunt. In comes a Waterfall, which we resist. Down goes his Life Orb. Wait, what? We flinch! We flinch! The Life Orb flinch! Wow, okay, we're going to play them flinch games. Actually, you know what? He is Life Orbed. Oh, that's fine. You know what? We resist. He goes down. He'll go down to burn if return doesn't come in. I was thinking about going for Roost here because return really didn't matter. That will remove Crawdaunt from our opponent's team here. Come on. Why is my layout not coming up? No! Hopefully this is still recording. I don't want to have to do a post-com. We'll see what happens here. We might have to do post-com if we're frozen in time with XSplit here. In comes the Rotom Wash. Probably going to go for a Will-O-Wisp here, which is, I'm okay. So I'm actually just going to go straight out to Pinkberry. That way, if he does want to go for something like an Ice Beam, we can take it. Want to keep Floofy Wings here relatively healthy. So we're going to go ahead and go into Pinkberry. The Will-O-Wisp does connect. Predicting that is fine. He's got leftovers there. So now it is time to go for the Toxic on this Rotom. The only thing is, if he switches into that Amoonguss, he'll get a free switch in basically because Toxic won't affect him. Now that we finally have access to our layout again, I can take Crawdaunt off the layout here. We'll see what happens. Right now, we're currently 6-5, although two of our Mons are dastardly injured. Poijz taking his time thinking about his move, which he definitely can. This Wifey here, the Rotom Wash, certainly going to be a problem for us. Like we said, in comes the Hidden Power Grass. Kind of predicted that, and now we've got this thing on a Toxic Poison. He's probably going to go ahead and go for another HP Grass, so I don't quite know what I want to do here. I might go out into Taco Cat and just Roost and see if I can't Toxic Stall this thing a little bit, because we do want to keep Pinkberry around for that Sandslash and the Entei. It's going to be very important to keep Pinkberry around for those two Mons. So I'm going to go out to Taco Cat, who's going to eat that Hidden Power Ground like it's his job. Toxic damage is going to start racking up, and I'm going to go for a free Roost here, well, relatively free Roost, and see what we can do with what we can do here. Roost is going to bring us back up to 100%. In comes the Will-O-Wisp. Does burn us, which is fine. Synchronize isn't going to do anything. We can keep roosting off this burn damage. In comes some damage there, and I'm going to go ahead and go for a taunt just to keep this thing from burning much else, or going for pain split or anything crazy like that. Toxic damage should do a decent chunk to this Rotom here next turn, and I can bet pain split is probably on his move set. Let's see, we've seen Hidden Power and Will-O-Wisp, leaving room for, he's probably got Hydro Pump for the Volcarona and Volt Switch, I'm assuming, unless he's rocking Pain Split. Pain Split is something I always keep in mind when I see a Rotom wash, so I'm going to go for Taunt just to keep him from Pain Splitting. We're going to see what he does here. He's going to actually withdraw into Knuckles as I go for the Taunt, which is just fine with me. He's probably going to get a chance to get these rocks off the field, and I'm going to go for another Will-O-Wisp just to burn this Sand Slash, because that will cripple it. As we can see what he's got here. We taunted it, so at least it can't set up a Swords Dance, which is nice. I love the nickname Knuckles the Sand Slash. In comes a Rapid Spin, does like a clean 1%. My burn does damage, his burn does damage. And now, I believe, let me check my calc on this one. Let's see, FLYGON goggles here, Sand Slash, NU offensive Rapid Spin. We can OHKO this thing with an Outrage, and we're pretty much free to go for an Outrage because he did not bring the Klefki. So we're pretty much free to go for an Outrage, which will knock out this Knuckles, meaning we are free to set some Stealth Rock back up later in the battle should we choose. I'm getting heart palpitations. We have to win this one. In to Koyo the Entei. I think here, let me check. Entei, UU, Choice Band. Earthquake does a ton. Outrage almost kills. I think our safest bet is just to go for Outrage here, because if he predicts the Earthquake and goes into the Rotom or the Latios, we can still hit them with a Choice Banded Outrage. In comes Wifey the Rotom, which is going to get taken down. Wow. Okay. Goggles picking up his first KO of the season on this Rotom wash. Into Shroom, who's probably going to be able to put us to sleep, which I'm okay with because we still have Heal Bell. We get confused. We get Toxic. He doesn't put us to sleep. He didn't put us to sleep. He didn't Spore. Do we want to risk the confusion, or do we swap? Do we risk the confusion, or do we swap? I'm risking the confusion. I'm risking the biscuit here. Outrage OHKO's the Sand Slash. My goodness. So Sand Slash is gone. Rotom is gone. He's saying the crit might have mattered. I'm letting him know my calc says calc says 90%. So he goes out to the Amoonguss, which does get its Regenerator boost. We have to go for another Outrage. I'm fine with this, honestly, because we can take this Amoonguss down, provided we break through confusion. We take out the Amoonguss. Okay, we're down to Entei and Latios here left. It's 2-6 right now. In comes Hansel the Latios, and I can switch. I'm going to take this opportunity. I need to keep Pinkberry around, but an E-Speed will take it out. I'm going to switch into Pinkberry to sack it off to the incoming Ice Beam, which is fine, because I think if this thing is choiced, I can theoretically go into Mothra here, and he can't do much about it. So I'm going to set up a QD. I'm going to set up a Quiver Dance right in his face. Out to the Entei, which probably has Stone Edge. I do kind of need this thing. So if he's going to go for a Stone Edge, who wants to take it? Can Floofy take it? Can Floofy Wings take a Choice Banded Entei? Talia. Floof Wings. Stone Edge does 42%. We need to get in on this thing because it's what, 184 to 3 something. So we do outspeed. I can't sack this thing off. This Mothra off because it hard checks this. I'm going to go ahead and go into Taco Cat just to see what he locks himself into because I know I can take a hit. We do waste this setup, which is kind of interesting, which kind of does stink. But we've got ourselves in such a good position right now. Taco Cat comes in to take the Stone Edge, which is fine. Our burn does drop us down. We're 184 to 184, so it might come down to a speed tie on if I can get this Roost off or not. I think it does come down to a speed tie. For Ricochet. We get the Roost off, which is really interesting. And I'm going to go ahead and try to put these rocks back up into the incoming Shadow Ball, which I'm all right with. Because a Shadow Ball... I need to check this. Halucha, Sky Attack to 65. Latios. I don't see Life Orb. I'm going to go ahead and say it's probably Choice Scarf. Sky Attack does like 80-some%, and then we outspeed. And a Shadow Ball. The way he brought that back, Shadow Ball only does 40%. U-Turn does 56%. Sky Attack does do more. I'm going to have to risk the biscuit and go for the Sky Attack. Because it'll do a clean chunk to that Entei. Now, if he's Scarf, if he's not Scarf, if he's bluffing the Scarf and goes for the Psyshock here, then I'm in trouble. He does withdraw, which kind of tells me he's Scarf. In comes the Entei. Sky Attack. Power Herb is going to bring this thing down. What does a... Entei, a Choice Banded Extreme Speed does 60%. Sacred Fire and Flare Blitz. We outspeed this thing 6 ways to Sunday, and we did 65. Yeah, so an Acrobatics will take him out. Whew. He does do the E-Speed thing. Acrobatics takes down the Entei. In comes the Lottie. What happens if I have no item? No item. We do outspeed here. The question is, because we have to outspeed. We outspeed with the Scarf. We're not going to be able to do a huge chunk to this thing with Sky Attack, so I think we're going to go ahead and just click Acrobatics, because he has to go for Psyshock here. We're going to click Acrobatics. We know we outspeed because we outsped before the Choice Scarf, and our speed is doubled. So I'm going to click Acrobatics, and at least it's a 2-hit KO, which means when Mothra comes in here, Latios, Psyshock does 63, so barring a crit, Mothra kills with a Bug Buzz. So I'm just going to click Bug Buzz. I clicked Bug Buzz, my hands are off. Ah! Oh my gosh, that HP bar went down so fast, I thought we lost it. And I forgot to take Mons off the layout as they fell. I was getting so crazed right there. I'm going to throw a GG. I'm going to throw a GG to Poijz. Gotta let him know I had them heart palpitations during our match. But that is going to be it. We 3-0. Let's see here. Reflecting on our screen here. I know it's a little late, but who fell in the match because I didn't adequately take them off the layout as they went. But we got a nice, clean 3-0, which I'm really surprised about. I was really worried about this team, but coming in at a 3-0, your Iowa Cub Shoes are now 1-1 in this league. And thank you to Poijz for our match. Again, guys, make sure you go check him out in the the description down below. If you want to see his side of the battle, his team prep, his thought process, everything that went into it, check him out down below. He's a great YouTuber. I'm sure you guys will love him. But make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on this video to stay up to date on everything we do on this channel. The only way to stay tuned in is to subscribe. The only way to interact with me is to hit the comment section and the like button. So those two things make it easy for me to interact with you and you to interact with me, and that's what this whole thing is about. So whatever, I'm talking really fast. I'm really excited because we won. But with all that being said, this is Palatine FLYGON signing out.